that is nearly 107 years ago. That pioneering journey symbolized India's entity and entry into the global shipping arena and laid the foundation for our maritime heritage. Even though the historic voyage was made in 1919, the National Maritime Day was officially established in 1964 when the Government of India designated April 5th as annual holiday to celebrate this achievement in maritime field. Thus, we are celebrating 63rd National Maritime Day today. This Maritime Day is not connected with Navy. It is not Navy Day. It is different one. This day is connected to the ports, shipyards, and sea trading. The objective of celebrating this day is to recognize the vital role of shipping and maritime trade in India's economic growth and global connectivity. It is also a tribute to the countless seafarers, engineers, and maritime professionals whose dedication ensures that India remains connected to the world through its ports and shipping lines. Particularly for our engineers, this day is particularly meaningful also. The maritime sector thrives on innovation, technical expertise, and sustainable engineering practices. From shipbuilding and port infrastructure to navigation systems and marine technology, engineers play a very crucial role in strengthening India's maritime capabilities and future oriented maritime economy of our country. And today, the gathering, even though it is virtual, it is not only a celebration of our maritime past, but also an opportunity to reflect our future on how we can contribute to the sustainability, innovation, and progress of this vital sector. Every year, a theme will be given by IEI to organize discussions, conduct seminars, etc. This year theme is Maritime India, Empowering Progress. And to throw some light on the status of our maritime scenario and strengths, expert in the field, see Saptarshi Basu Garu, management professional and maritime operational expert from Bombay, has kindly consented to be the chief guest and keynote speaker today. Special thanks to you, sir, for accepting our request to and to spare your valuable time with all of us this morning. With that thought, I once again extend a hearty welcome to all of you. I took forward to keynote address and the insightful discussions that will follow, which will show more light on the challenges and opportunities ahead for India's maritime industry. Thank you, and thank you all once again. Thank you, sir. Now the chairman, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you, Engineer K.N.S. Prakash Rao Garu, State Committee member of Institution of Engineers, Andhra Pradesh State Center, for initiating the welcome address and giving the brief description about importance of Maritime Day and the relevance and future opportunities, what are the, in which areas the maritime industry can flourish. So at the outset, on behalf of Institution of Engineers of Andhra Pradesh State Center, in the capacity of chairman, I welcome all the people for this attending this great webinar being organized by Institution of Engineers Andhra Pradesh State Center. So I first take a great opportunity to welcome our Marine Engineering Division Board Chairman, Captain Bhaskar Bandarkar ji, for joining with us. And he is the also chairman of IEA India also. And we are having a keynote speaker, Saptarshi Basu Garu from Mumbai. He is a practicing marine engineer and consultant. So he is going to give his keynote address today. And we are having a great opportunity to see Vijay Singh ji, Uttar Pradesh IAS chairman, and Raman Rao Visakhapatnam IAS chairman, and so many marine engineers, and G. Venkat Subbaiah, Telangana State Center chairman. So many stalwarts have joined. The Babu Rajendra Prasad ji from our Andhra Pradesh marine engineer has joined. Giri sir from Andhra University has joined, and Srivas Rao sir have also joined. And there are so many people have joined. Still, few others also going to join in this session. So, friends, Institute of Engineering Andhra Pradesh State Center uh, as a locally established for development of engineering fraternity, and we are conducting many programs on behalf of Institute of Engineering Andhra Pradesh State Center. So, as Andhra Pradesh State Center itself is having a great opportunity, especially in the maritime area. Why? Because our state of Andhra Pradesh is having longest coastal zone. So almost we are having 1,000 kilometers of coastal line, and we are having very good ports along the our port. So if you see our ancient India times also, our port zone of Andhra Pradesh is very, very prominent one, and where it is having a lot of ship building activity, and uh, uh, trading. A lot of trading used to happen from all of our, especially Visakhapatnam port and Machilipatnam port are the prominent one which are since long time for national security, and as well as for transportation, and as well as for various applications of maritime are very, very popular. And today, if you see the Andhra Pradesh asset, maritime zone is the asset for the Andhra Pradesh state. And we are having almost 11 ports are there, and out of them, 7 ports are in operation. And Krishnapatnam port is doing a lot of development in recent decade time, and lot of happening, trading is happening. And Machilipatnam port is being developed with higher pace, and maybe uh, within short span of time, Machilipatnam port is going to be when one of the greatest port, which is going to be a lot of business opportunities for the state of Andhra Pradesh. So, Dugrajapatnam is one of the things, Ramayapatnam is there, and so many other ports are fully functional, and they are going ahead with a lot of things. So, with the advent of these changes in the Andhra Pradesh coastline, so we are having a lot of opportunities for engineers. So, Institute of Engineers Andhra Pradesh is having a responsibility to give awareness to the engineers, especially budding engineers, to choose their careers in the prospective areas which are related to maritime operations. So we require all sort of engineers while operating while doing these operations of port operations. So we are having great experts in this uh, gathering. We are going to hear the expert opinion and the suggestions through this paper. And as already many of you will be knowing that, so our state of Andhra Pradesh has conducted a national convention in Marine Division during this year, and it has got a lot of good number of papers where a lot of researchers have presented their papers in this one. And under the leadership of then President VB Singh ji, we conducted this program, and we could make it a wonderful events with Dr. Bandarkar ji and Vijay Singh ji and Bigru and Rajshekar ji, and many of our marine engineers from Visakhapatnam were also attended. People from Andhra University Marine Department have attended, and our member Narayanamurthy has convened this meeting, native convention has went on there. So really, it's a great opportunity for our state of Andhra Pradesh for being having a lot of coastal zone and a strong marine base in our state of Andhra Pradesh. So we have felicitated three eminent marine engineers during the national convention also, and we are very fortunate to have them also in our IEA, and they are also contributing for the upliftment of careers. and opportunities in marine engineering. So at the outset, I congratulate our Honorary Secretary, Professor A.V. Naresh Babu Garu, for and K.N.S. Prakash Rao Garu for convening this meeting and giving me opportunity to chair this meeting. So I'm very happy to see great people, Engineer V.P. Singh ji and Captain Bhandarkar ji, Vijay Singh ji, from local level joined, and Dr. Venkat Subbaiah, Chairman of Telangana, and Raman Rao, Chairman of Visakhapatnam, and so many other marine engineers also joined. Thank you all of you for joining and obliging IEA AP State Center's meeting. So thank you all of you for giving the opportunity. Over to convener.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Now I request Captain Bhaskar Bhandarkar Garu, Chairman of Marine Division Board, to address the gathering. Please, sir. Bhaskar ji.
Good morning.
Sir,
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Captain, sir,
I am
one
very happy that Andhra Pradesh State Center is celebrating
I request all of you, please switch on your video so that we'll take screenshots. All of you, please switch on your video so that we'll take screenshots, which are going to be published in the national portal of our IEA. Thank you all. Thank you. Captain, sir,
Yes.
please continue. Sir. Captain Bhandarkar, sir, please continue, sir.
I am very sorry that there are some connection
Now
problems.
it is okay. Now it is okay, sir, Bhaskar ji.
Yeah, I think I have signed in two places. Let me get out of that, otherwise there will be please
Right, right.
please bear with me.
Yeah, please.
This should go. This should go. Yeah, now it's okay. So I congratulate Andhra Pradesh State Center for having arranged this beautiful webinar on the auspicious day of National Maritime Day. I get very nostalgic when I talk of Andhra Pradesh State Center in way back 2005 and 2006. I was Joint Secretary of United Andhra Pradesh. 3 years, we strive hard to get the Best Center Award, and lot many awards came to Andhra Pradesh State Center that time. Then I was also committee member of Andhra Pradesh. So I have very nostalgic relations and nostalgic memories of being associated with Andhra Pradesh State Center. I respected Dr. Dev Kumar ji, the chairman of Andhra Pradesh State Center, Sri Saptarshi Basu ji, keynote speaker, Sri Prakash Rao ji, convener, Sri G. Subbaiah ji, my friend Ram Mohan ji, and our leader and inspiration and great inspector and motivator, Sri V.B. Singh.
Sorry, hang అయినట్టుంది.
Captain, sir, we lost you. You lost your voice.
సార్ది మొబైల్ హ్యాంగ్ అయింది.
Yeah, meanwhile, while Bhaskar Bhandarkar, sir, joins, V.P. Singh, sir, will give small greetings. Our past chairman of, immediate past president of Institution of Engineers, V.P. Singh ji is available. Yeah, Bhaskar sir joined. V.P. Singh sir, by Bhaskar sir joins, can you give your greeting? Please unmute your mic, sir.
Yeah, now it will be okay. So I was trying to see the participant list. so I can acknowledge their present. And I was going out of this. I don't know what was the problem. Anyway, VB Singh sir, my friend Vijay Pratap Singh ji, and other name I am not able to see now. So my heartiest greeting to all of you. Uh, Today, our convener has said about the importance of this day today, but it was a event. The first Indian ship, Indian owned ship, starting journey from Mumbai to London, and especially Andhra and Vishakhapatnam, we have a great pride because it was India Navigation Company. Now, India is known as Hindustan Shipyard Limited and serving the nation in great way. The most important thing was that during the India under the rule of Britishers in the under colonial Raj, there was thinking of independence, thinking of maritime independence, and that gave rise to the national maritime. The maritime excellence is not new to Indians. We have a great and proud heritage of 8,000 years. The first dry dock we can see in Lothal 8,000 years back in Sindhu culture. Then, around 4,000 years back, during Vedic time, our people did us proud. They tottered the globe. And during the Kalinga kingdom, we went all the way to Mesopotamia. Our trade grew to um, South Asia, Indonesia, Bali, Sumatra, what else and what not. This tradition was continued during Ashoka's regime. He has spread his missionaries and for the promotion of Buddhism and the promotion of Indian culture in the Far East. We are also proud of Chola kings who have established colonies and their settlement in Southeast Asia. They were almost ruling this part of the globe, oceans. Then came Chera, Pallavas, a huge Satavahanas, a very glorious history. Recently, when Maspodi Rama came to India, there was a lot of struggle, lot of battles were taking place. Our Rani Kindupa and our own Kunjali Martha from Kerala, they are the known maritime experts, maritime rulers. And finally, our Shivaji Maharaj, the great visionary, and his just Sarkhen, Kanoji Angre, protected and established sea supremacy over the sea. We know Jalameva Yaksha, Balameva Tasha, one who rules the oceans, rules the world. Today, we can see what is happening in Hormuz. That's why the maritime excellence and sea control, sea supremacy is of prime importance. During British Raj, whatever India was growing, their excellence, their industry, everything was destroyed by the Britishers. Our maritime excellence came down to almost zero. We started depending upon the European countries. Today, however, we have started growing. If you see the present situation, India contributes to only 1.2% of gross tonnage. This is more important because 95% of global trade is carried out through sea routes. Our contribution to the manpower is around 7%, and the gross cargo is around 9%. On this background, our Prime Minister Honorable Modi ji has come forward with the National Maritime Vision. Amrut Kal mein shipping is our mantra. And what we are doing, we are contributing towards our 5 trillion economy by the blue water economy. If you don't have blue water economy, our dream of 5 trillion Indian economy will be great uh, dream. It will be very difficult to achieve without our maritime excellence. So when we talk, we have seen what is our global heritage, what is the present situation, and what are the dream. The first thing in our maritime excellence, our growing economy and growing power is the port-based development. Now, if we have good ports, many ships, lot of goods will come to different places. The port will lead to the development of roads, development of infrastructure, development of railway lines, and their development of airport. This itself will generate lot of employment, lot of entrepreneurship, lot of opportunities to the MSMEs. The second thing is training. India is very good at digital IT, but it has not truly reflected in our excellence in maritime. We got to have more simulator based training, more digital based training, and twin ships. Twin ships meaning you don't have to go to any center by traveling, by saving your traveling, your resource time and your money. You can be taught online all the intricacies of shipbuilding, ship repairs, and equipment maintenance. All good things are there, but we must know one thing that if there is a good, there is a bad, and good comes by the sacrifices of the people. All of we know during Corona period, when the whole world was locked down, our proud seafarers, my brother and sisters, they have continued their operations, continued the supply line. And when we are locked down, enjoying in the cool comforts of our home, my brothers and sisters at sea proudly serving us. When I talk of this, they have many problems today. My intention to make you aware of these problems. They are just like unorganized sector. The people who make our life secure, they are unsecured. They do not have guarantee of permanent job. They work on contract basis. And after training, there are a lot of problems during placement. The young people are exploited. They are looted, they are cheated. So we need to have some policy for this to prevent this and ensure the stability, ensure their insurance, ensure their pensions. These are the problems we are facing today. Well, there are many other issues. My friend Saptarsi will talk to you. And since we are very short of time, I will just mention one more field. Green shipping. Green shipping will promote alternate fuels, better operator efficiency, better ships design, better ships construction. Once again, I thank Andhra Pradesh State Center for giving me this opportunity to share my views. I also thank respected past President V.B. Singh sir, who was instrumental in getting NMDC celebration throughout Institution of India. He was one who helped and guided me to put this beautiful point ahead and get approved. I also thank my friend Prakash Rao Garu, Dev Kumar ji, Secretary, and VP Prasad Singh. I am not able to see the others. So my thanks from wholehearted thanks to all of you and wishing you great Maritime Day. Thank you so much. Thank you indeed.
Thank you, sir. Devkumar, sir.
Convener, can you?
Yes, sir. Can I
Thank
continue?
you. Thank you very much, sir. Bandakar. Sir, Devakumar ji, any other persons can we speak like VB Singh ji, etc.?
Sir,
Shall we?
Right. Sir, Prakash Garu, you can request VB Singh if he is available.
Okay.
He,
So, sir,
he can say any word.
VB Singh ji, very good morning. We request you to kindly address the members attended for this meeting. So, your message is required, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kenneth Prakash Rao Saab, convener,
Sir, good
who is
morning.
very efficiently convening this event. Dr. Dev Kumar ji, chairman of the Andhra Pradesh State Center, Captain Dr. Bhaskar Bhandarkar, chairman of the Marine Engineering Division Board, Mr. Ram Mohan Rao, chairman of Vizag Center, and Mr. VP Singh, chairman of UP State Center, and all other office bearers and all the delegates. A very good morning to all of you. I am happy to see that Andhra Pradesh State Center is celebrating this National Maritime Day today. Friends, most of you may not be knowing that this event is being celebrated to commemorate the first Indian ship that is named SS Loyalty, sailed on this day on 5th April 1919 from Mumbai to London. So just to commemorate that noble event, every year we celebrate National Maritime Day. As regards shipping industry, Captain Bhandarkar has already elaborated our importance, and we have felt in these times of war between Iran and US that what is the importance of shipping industry. We are short of crude oil, we are short of LPG gases, and all is due to this problems. There's a few problems in shipping from Hormuz Bay. So no doubt this shipping industry has a great role in our Indian economy. And as regards this marine engineering, it has a big potential for young engineers, and young engineers must join this marine engineering and marine industry. Though I fully agree with Captain Bhandarkar that their service conditions are not so much assured or so much good. So they are to be improved. And other things Captain Bhandarkar has already covered, and Dr. Dev Kumar has already covered. I am very happy to see the united efforts put up by Andhra Pradesh State Center while celebrating various activities. And you keep it up. And thanks to all of you. A special thanks to Dr. Dev.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, Andhra Pradesh State Center is vowed to you for sanctioning the National Maritime Day convention for us, national convention for us. We
Oh,
could do, I think we.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Over to you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, V. Singh ji, so for gracing the occasion and your valuable message. Uh, and now we feel that it is a time for our keynote speaker to deliver his address. Later, we will have a thorough discussion on the important and key issues in maritime issues. Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Before
Yeah.
the session of our chief guest, let me introduce the chief guest profile.
Yeah.
And good morning to you all. On behalf of IAAP State Center, in the capacity of Honorary Secretary, I wish you all happy Maritime Day. It's my proud privilege to introduce our today's chief guest and keynote speaker, Engineer Saptarshi Basgaru, Senior Management Professional and Maritime Operational Expert. So Saptarshi ji did his bachelor's in marine engineering from Marine Engineering and Research Institute, Kolkata, West Bengal. Then MBA in shipping and logistic management. And apart from this, he has other professional qualifications like MEO Class 1 Monitor from Director General of Shipping Mumbai and DC Level 2 Oil and Chemical from Marine Department, Kolkata, Electronic Specialist Professionals Career Development Institute from Giorgio, and 3D Certificate Welding course. And presently is pursuing PhD in Novel Architecture from Jodhpur University, India. So apart from these academic qualifications, has the vast experience in maritime division and operational management. So operations and maintenance, process enhancement, facilities management, and man management majority in maritime sector, and operation repair various types of shipping boat machinery, technical managerial expertise, custom training programs. He trained many people in this particular area, and area of he has vast experience and expertise in maintenance operations, process enhancement, environment, health and safety, and man management. And apart from this, he has worked in various capacities, namely from July 11 to till date. So Ocean Education Research Center Private Limited, Mumbai, as manager automation and control. Then he worked Great Offshore Private Limited, Mumbai, as a senior manager, and he also worked Bernhard Ship Management Private Limited, Mumbai, as technical superintendent, and Felt Management Limited, Hong Kong, as chief engineer, and Union Shipping Management Limited, Hong Kong, as second engineer, and also Paramount Shipping Private Limited, Eurasia, Mumbai, as third engineer, Executive Shipping Management Private Limited, Singapore, as fourth engineer. And with this brief introduction, now I request our chief guest, Sapati Bashkaru, to take over the session. Sir, please, sir.
I'm extremely grateful for the kind opportunity, and with the permission of the chair, honorable chairman, honorable convener, my dear friend Dr. Bhaskar Bhandarkar, I request permission to start my presentation.
Yes, sir. Please, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, Dr. Bhandarkar has done half my work. He has given a detail on the history of the maritime trade and maritime heritage of India. So I start my presentation with one statement or slogan, which is underlying what he said, is that our country's journey did not start on 1919 by SS Loyalty. We were the largest reigning maritime superpower in the history of mankind. So from that note, I'll start. And you see, this is a small photograph which is basically talking about the Indian Ocean region. If you see, it's mostly connected to our eastern seaboard. And most of these countries, if you see, right from the Indochine, that is the Khmer Empire, right up to Java, Sumatra, and Bali, were populated by the Indian genome due to the people immigrating from the main sealand to that place. So not to go right from the Harappan culture, where we were exporting zinc to the known world. That is, the entire Bronze Age was being supported by us because we were selling zinc and tin from the shaft mines of Afghanistan to rest of the known world. And it is only after the Bronze Age collapse that our primary trading partners of the world, except Egypt, they totally vanished due to the sea people, which was a seaborne invasion, led to the destruction of all the erstwhile empire, and that led to the Bronze Age collapse. And there was a small hiatus, after which people from the Indus Valley civilization went to the Ganges, and today we have the civilization as we have today. So I'll not start from where we were, but I'll start from why we declined, and from the decline where we went into the British Raj, and the main reasons for the decline and the present condition and where we are going. So once we had a situation where our entire Indian Ocean region, right from the choke point of Bab el Mandeb, which we are seeing today, and the Hormuz, till the Straits of Singapuram or Singapore Malacca Straits, was under one suzerainty, that was the Chola Empire. The Chola Empire were basically toll collectors from both the maritime choke point, entry and exit areas, and that is the reason for no other esoteric region, or let us say no other utopian region, that people decided to call this an Indian Ocean, because we had actually political and military suzerainty over the entire IOR region, which is one of the largest water body and with the largest number of population and known civilization in the world. And today, what we know as the Maritime Highway passes from the 9th degree parallel latitude, which is a parallel, which is cutting straight to the Lakshadweep and Andaman Nicobar Islands. So this 9th degree parallel is the nearest location within the maritime waters and eastern economic zone of India, exclusive economic zone of India, from where the world's 70% of containerized traffic and about 80% of the oil trade passes to the known people in the world. From this hideous position or dizzying heights, why we came down and why the incident of 1919 as the first voyage started is so significant. That is what we should learn, so that we don't have to repeat, as the Chinese called a century of humiliation. In our case, it's a millennia of humiliation, and we have to understand that how our very, very important maritime heritage, once lost, should be reclaimed, and once reclaimed should never be re-lost. Aurangzeb's incessant war divided the India into 4 warring camps: the Sikh Empire, the Bundelas, and the Marathas, which were fighting against the center, due to which the maritime navy then started declining from the strong central navy which we had. And then by that time, the foreign powers had started invading, and we had a steep fall and decline. So let us see the fall of maritime empire. Before we understand the fall of maritime empire, we must understand why we became the largest shipping structure in the entire world. The reason that we had one of the largest network of temples. Now somebody who is a modern engineer must think, what has temple got to do with our shipping? And does shipping have anything to do with temple? You'll be surprised that much before the Bank of Britain, which is known to the Western world as the first maritime bank. It was the first bank in the Western world before the banks of the Crusade, which was made by the Templar Knights. After Templar Knights, the Bank of Britain was the first bank which came into the modern world and which was used as maritime bank. Much before that, our temples were the maritime banking systems. They were a center of culture and patronage, and they had merchant guilds, which made generous donations to meritorious students, and shipbuilding was taught in the gurukulams of several of these temple guilds or the Gurukulams sponsored by the temples. And they also had several merchant guilds, which were called Sevayat. These were very powerful merchants guilds, which were basically the treasurer of the temple's wealth, and they were giving the lending to the merchant marine to take the excess agricultural and industrial produce and then finance the maritime adventure to the various parts of the world. When these traders will come with a 99% successful, back by making huge profits in vis-a-vis weight by gold, by selling spices, ornaments, clothes to the Western world, that amount of money would go back to the temple in terms of the portion of the lend, and as well as to the mariners who were themselves one of the traders and partakers of the entire maritime venture. And hence, this risk distribution by common people who were depositing their wealth into the temple and their prasadams or the benefits they would get, all this led to a huge financial engine, which was basically the beating heart of the entire maritime ecosystem. And this created huge diplomatic reach for any visitors when they used to see our vast temple architectures and the social gatherings and the festivals inside the temple. So the collapse started from 1000 to 1025 CE. This was just after the collapse of the Lalitadityas, which blockaded the Islamic invasion, which started in the Sindh from 721 CE till something around 1000 CE, about 3,000 years. And the Rajputanas and the Chola empires. From there, the Turkic and Arabic and Uzbek invaders started coming, and then they were drawn by the magnetic attraction to the huge amount of wealth which was stored in vaults of the temple. Now, temples were in such religious hierarchy that nobody dared to touch any wealth from there. It was considered sacred. But when these people came, these people's main intention was iconoclasm, that is driven by certain ideology, and also looting the wealth of the temple. So 3-4 major incidents happened right from 1001 to 1025 CE. Systematic looting of all the temples in the north in India, and also enslavement of huge swathes of population and taking their women across there, which started depopulating that entire area, disturbing the social fabric, and also started migration of the important artisans, which were the reason for the generation of the goods and the produces which were being exported, which culminated in a disastrous situation in 1026 by the sacking of the Somnath temple, which was one of the most prominent temple in Gujarat, which was one of the keystones of sponsoring the maritime adventure from the Gujarat ports of Barguzar and others, which we call the Burj today, from there to the rest of the Arabian ports and the European ports. From there, 20th to 13th century, waves of Arabic, Turkic, Mongol, Uzbek invaders came and fractured the entire northern India and the Gangetic plain, and entire populations and city centers, which were a huge amount of the generating engines for the trade and the artifacts, were demolished. This led to the collapse of the guild, and the financial backbones were severed, and that started the slow but steep decline of the maritime trade which was there. Once we were called the golden bird, but the golden bird could not sustain the sustained attack from outside due to the fractured polity and the lack of unified military response. The last nail in the coffin was the Somnath temple's looting, which has a very deep wounded construct in our psyche, but most of us cannot interpret in terms of our maritime or civilization aspect that it was not only iconoclasm, it when the temples were destroyed, the financial base of our maritime power were destroyed. This prolonged catastrophe inflicted not a single moment, but a prolonged period of instability which started the steep but unreversible maritime decline of our maritime power. Then came, while this was still happening, the situation in the south was not so sad. We still had a huge maritime empire by the Chola dynasty, which had gone right up to the Ganges, defeated the Orissa, the Kharvel, and other kinds of rulers which had come after them and gone up to Ganges, and then they had gone into the Indochine, and then they were making huge swathes right up to Srivijayan Empire. They defeated the Srivijayan Empire, and then they established the farthest shipping port in the Singapuram. They were having when the North India was totally demolished, the South India took over, and they had the naval supremacy in the Indian Ocean, and they had one of the most dramatic, while the 10225 ended, the North Indian contribution to the Indian shipping, this kingdom under the Rajendra Chola one dispatched one of the most formidable naval fleet against the Srivijaya Empire and Kingdom of Sumatra against the piracy which they had unleashed against the Tamil merchants, and then they destroyed that kingdom and took over the entire, very much of the remaining Indian Ocean region. And they established diplomatic ties along with trade relations with the Imperial China. But even this formidable empire could not be sustained for a very, very long time. This great empire was also continuously at warfare from two competing dynasties. One is called the Pandyas, and which is later on known as the Veer Pandyas, and Chalukyas, which were from the Andhra and these areas, due to which the continental rule, they continuously the power shuttled back and forth, leading for them to focus more on land warfare and fractured polity rather than focusing on the vast swathes of maritime empire which they had under their control. At the same time, their trading partners in China had been overtaken by the Mongols, and the Yuan dynasty came into the power. That severed their largest trading relation and drastically reduced the inflow of wealth. What followed from the Yuan dynasty was the Ming dynasty. The Ming dynasty was extremely ambitious, and after the Honglu emperor, there came an emperor which wanted themselves to establish another suzerainty over the rest of the world and dominate the entire world by their shipping fleet. And then comes the final chapter leading to the decline of our vast maritime empire. Under Admiral Zheng he launched one of the world's most formidable empire, which is called the Treasure Fleet. It was the 700 ships, junks, which came and started damaging and destroying one port after another in a tide, which led to a domino collapse right from the ports of Singapuram to our kings and suzerainities in Java, Sumatra, Indochine, Cham, Thailand, Burma, right up to Anuradhapuram, which is modern day Sri Lanka. The tide did not stop till they were encountered by the Zamorin kings or Samudrin kings in Kerala, where the Nair warriors gave them the take for their money, and finally the invasion into the heartland or the mainland of India was stopped. But very much by that time, it was the final punctuation mark on the vast maritime empire which was developed by the great Chola emperors Rajendra. So we see our destruction of maritime empire comes from two fatal wounds. Once the external wound inflicted by the invaders and traders, which destroyed the very beating heart, financial heart of the temple banks, and the internal wound was the strategic neglect of our following rulers, which led to the neglect and collapse of the naval empire, permanent loss of naval dominance, and one outcome was it was a sunset moment for the Indian naval supremacy, which had withstood the test of time for 7,000 years. We were a seafaring tradition from before 2,000 years. Our Rig Veda, Atharva Veda has very, very important maritime instruments. We have watertight bulkheads and bilge keels and modern maritime terminology, the similar construction given in Vishishtayana. We invented the Matsya Yantra. We were trading with the Rome, and Vijayanagara Samrajyam, if you can see, very much from in the place where the Andhra Pradesh state center is, and the Kalinga kingdoms were great maritime powers by their own rights. That also includes Satvahana Empire in the yesteryears. Right up to 14th century, we had capacity and the scale where over 100 people to up to 5,000 people could come in large, huge ocean liners measuring 8,000 cubits. In 15th century, Indian ships had watertight compartments and they were stitched ships which could withstand flooding and bilging in any of the compartments. A technology which was not even available right till the time of Titanic in 1912. After this steep decline, there was a brief moment of resurgence under the Maratha Empire, under the legend of Khanoji Angre, as explained by Dr. Bhandarkar. He was a great warrior who understood the importance of the sea, and he developed his own fleet with the help of the Portuguese as he was being challenged by the Abyssinians of the Siddhis, which had made of impregnable port of the port of Jinjira. If you still see today off the coast of Mumbai Harbour, there is the fort of Jinjira which almost stands impregnable and undefeated till the last day, except some Chhatrapati Shambhaji tried to take over that fort, which ended in failure. After the death of Kanoji Angre in 1729, there was a vacuum in leadership leading to the decline of Maratha sea power and eclipse of the Indian kingdoms, advent of Western domination. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj can be considered the father of modern Indian Navy. He started coastal fortification, built a fleet with purpose, but those fleets were not large but small, fast vehicles of single rim or double rim with also masts, which could outmaneuver the Western ships with a large number of cannons. He had a Konkan coast, which he made a strategic vision of sea with interlinked forts. There is a book which was written, which details the doctrine of the Hinduvi Swarajya at sea, which is called Adanya Patra. And it was a blueprint of the Swarajya of the Indian maritime in the Western seaboard, which was written by Shivaji. So even the Maratha power could not salvage our sea power from the steep decline and prevent it from ascendance and usurping of the maritime legions or the maritime space by the Western powers because of three major challenges. Firstly, the cities, what is known as the Abyssinian. Abyssinia was a place which is known as the Horn of Africa, a country which was formed by modern day Ethiopia, Eritrea, Lower Nile, and right up to what we know as Somalia. So these cities were one of the strongest challenge to the maritime Maratha Navy, and they were continuously fighting us. And from after Shivaji's death, the political priorities led to the Deccan Plateau and Southern Plateau, due to which the maritime focus started waning. The last admiral, who is known as undefeated admiral, like the unsinkable Captain Captain Tamikihara of Japan, was the Tanuji Angre, and it is after his death that sunset moment came over Indian shipping. And the complete destruction started after the Portuguese, Dutch, and the British arrived successively from 1497 to 1612. And these slowly take over the ports right from the western seaboards to the southern seaboards. And by the time the British arrived, they took over the ports in the eastern seaboard also. So this is the timeline of decline due to the Portuguese arrival of the Indian sea power from 1497, when Vasco da Gama sails around Africa in San Gabriel and lands in Calicut, to 1503, the Battle of Cochin, where we lose to the Western gun power. 1509, the Battle of Diu, where the last empress who was fighting the Portuguese was defeated by the hands of the Portuguese. 1529 to 34, Bombay Harbor, Thana, where Portuguese finally defeated and established permanent toll center. And 1662, Bombay was ceded to British under a marriage pact, and from there, India was colonized even at sea. The final death, after the political death of the Indian might at sea and Indian trade as such, the Indian shipbuilding was still surviving in the hands of the artisans. But that also was a matter of time. Somewhere around in for 1787, just after the Battle of Plassey, from the Governor General of Fort William, he issued an order. Mind you, the Bombay Parsi builders were by that time building the first of the line ships for the British Navy. But the British understood that the maritime industry of the shipping industry has to be not only politically and economically finished, the art of shipbuilding has to be suppressed in complete, so that a maritime or a naval resurgence of this country can be delayed by millennia and centuries. So an order was passed in 14th of January 1789. Not many people are aware of this. This is a landmark ordinance, and it exemplifies the calculated British effort to destroy the India's thriving maritime industry. This order was, if anybody builds a ship of more than 800 cubits, That means if you are building anything of lekas, jelikas, launch base, that means large ocean liners, your entire village will be, entire boat will be forfeited. The village will be stripped of its entire revenue. You will be given 1 month of corporal punishment and 20 strikes by the whip. And the entire Chittagong and the eastern seaboard, vertically, virtually all the shipbuilders were crushed. In order to prevent Indian shipbuilders from building larger ships and trading, they passed their navigation acts, which required the ships to be registered before they could be put to sea for any kind of trade. Excluded all Indian built ships from the trade. Secondly, they started the teak conquest in the central of India and Burma. The teak wood, which was very much sought after for shipbuilding. This teak conquest totally disincentivized and starved our shipbuilding people, even for building boats. Plus, they put economic incentives like heavy taxations, subsidies for the competing British shipyards, high insurance premiums for Indian shipbuilders to prevent shipbuilding industry to sustain. And they started strategic separation, as they thought that the strong Indian maritime industry would lead to prosperity of the coastal people, which themselves might lead to the resistance against the British Empire. So from 1905 to 1947 was the complete collapse of the Indian maritime supremacy and Indian maritime power out at sea, which we can see. Bengal Steam Navigation Company needed to be liquidated due to rate wear. They were undercut by the British. In 1906, Swadeshi Shipping Company, started in Tuticorin by V.O. Chidambaram Pillai, faced British competition and they had to be liquidated. In 1927, the rate war started from rupees 18 to rupees 5 per ton, and Scindia steamships also struggled to survive. And that is where 1919, as you see, the SS Loyalty was commissioned, but even they were facing stiff resistance from the British. In 1937, the Hajj services fares was slashed from 170 to rupees 20 per head, so that Scindia faced severe losses. In 1939 to 1945, Indian tonnage depleted from more than 1.5 lakh ton to 75,000 tons. By the time British left India, Indian Navy had only 33 ships and 538 officers. That is what remained of a vast maritime empire, which was once reminiscent and the glory of the crowning glory of the world, supported 52% of the global GDP. Extensive Indian shipbuilding so agitated shipbuilders on the River Thames that they protested against the use of Indian-built boats. But what are the different boats which were commissioned from India? HMS Hindustan, HMS Cornwallis, HMS Camel and HMS Canyon, HMS Asia, HMS Minden, and HMS Trincomalee. Right from the formation of British, then we have they never wanted India to have a merchant marine, and they did not even want India to have a navy. So the Royal Navy was never part of the Indian Navy. So they wanted to form a separate boat club which was to serve only British expeditionary and logistical embarkation requests. So they established Indian Marine at Surat in 1612. This Indian Marine became Bombay Marine in 1668 under the EIC. By 1830, they changed the name to Her Majesty's Navy. And today, after the independence, 1950, we took up from the scraps of what remained and named it Indian Navy. From Bombay Marine to Royal Navy, there was a significant growth in the tonnage and the structure of the Indian Navy only to serve the British interests and war effort. There were only 8 warships in the start. By the end of the war, we had 117 vessels, 30,000 personnel, and 30,000 personnel. But after the naval mutiny, it was decided to destroy the Navy horizontally by disproportionately allocating the warships between the 2 independent states so that none of them will have a functional navy, like giving the minesweepers to Pakistan, while frigates to India and aircraft carrier and few gunboats to them and other ships. They split the Indian Navy into 2 dysfunctional navies which could not function independent of each other, and now they were antagonistic powers. So by the time we were independent, we had only 32 ships under the command of Admiral Ramadas Khatri. So this is the various names of the Indian Navy over the years. So from 612, a small club of support boats for the main Royal Navy, which was taking over charge of the maritime affairs, to an appendage part of the British Royal Navy, Indian Royal Navy, and then later on Indian Navy has gone strength to strength. This yoke of humiliation and degradation was finally led to rest by our present Prime Minister in September 2022 in a watershed moment of commissioning of INS Virat, where the St. George's Cross was finally given way to the totally indigenous insignia rooted in Bharatiya soil and Bharatiya memory. We saw the octagon inspired by Rajamudra of Shivaji Maharaj, the Maratha king who defined the maritime India, the Hinduist Swaraj of the seal of the nation. This Rajamudra is a seal of a maritime nation. The octagon is a form of new navy insignia drawn from the 8 structure of the Rajamudra, which carries this cosmological significance in the Indian tradition of Ashtadik, or 8 different directions. Sanskrit is put inside the emblem Samano Varna. May Varuna be auspicious unto ourselves. A civilizational statement, as they say, Pratip Chandra Lekhe Va Prishtidunna Va Pranaya. May the seal glow like the crescent moon, ever increasing brightness and goodwill. This is the declaration of independence from the colonial legacy of the rot and the decay which was brought onto the Indian maritime by the British right from the Shivaji. Is a naval legacy, Adanya Patra, the legacy of Kaniji Angre, INS Vikrant, and the Rajamudra insignia. We have come full circle to the birth and resurgence of Indian naval and maritime traditions. We have to carry forward the legacy of more than 4,000 years. We had built one of the best and the biggest ships of the yesteryears. We had a cultural reach right from Bali in the eastern seaboard to right up to Scandinavian countries and British Isles in the east, to the Mayan population in the west. Post-independence, we started limping back to somehow regain our tryst with destiny. In 1947, policy of shipping was announced. 1949, the first Directorate General of Shipping was established. In 1961, Shipping Corporation was incorporated with 19 vessels. In 1964, SCI diverted into crude oil transportation. In 1972, Cochin Shipyard Limited was incorporated with Government of India. In 1975, SCI acquired the first VLCs. In 1986, Shipping Development Fund, which was there, finally got scrapped, ending the most important lifeline which had led to the explosive growth of the tonnage in between. In 1991, the economic liberalization opened the Indian shipping to foreign investment. In 1992, SCI got disinvested. In 2002, shipbuilding subsidy was introduced again. 2007, the subsidy expired, and which led to a total collapse of the private shipyard, which went into liquidation. In 2008, SCI was conferred Navratna title. So as you can see, it is not a smooth but a roller coaster ride which the Indian shipping industry has gone. Present Indian shipbuilding has only 1.3% of global debt weight. Effects, we have only carries only 8.5 of the EXIM cargo. 99% of our container trade is foreign, and $85 billion of freight has to be paid to foreign ship owners for carrying our domestic cargo. And with them have some very, very unsavory liquidations and unsavory incidents, like the ABG shipyard liquidated for the misappropriation of 22,842 crores rupees of consortium length. Along with then 3 successive back-to-back failure of Jindal-backed shipping ventures, from Jindal Vector to Jindal ITF to Jindal Shipping.
Yes, sir.
In from all this situation, suddenly the government realized, after Operation Sindoor and these circumstances, that something massively is amiss in our shipbuilding and shipping fraternity, despite doing stepwise work or piecemeal work like Sagarmala. So it gave somewhere in the odds of 70,000 crores for shipbuilding sector. And there are 4 pillars of this policy which will lead to the domestic resurgence of the entire shipping capacity. Number 1, strengthening domestic capacity by building a complete maritime ecosystem. Second, part 2, long-term maritime financing system with soft loans and also ship scrapping credit note. Pillar 3, financial assistance for shipyard as expansion. Pillar 4, skill, technical and capability and policy reforms. The industry, innovation and infrastructure, somewhere around 70,000 crore has been allocated I believe about 1.2 lakh crore has been allocated to SCI for 150 vessels, 15 vessels over a period of next 5 years. Similarly, 20,000 crores have been allocated to Dredging Corporation of India, which was once there in Dredge House, Vizag, to generate 11 large modern dredgers. It will supposed to create somewhere around 500,000 direct and indirect jobs. The main enabling factor here, which is not addressed, is the marine diesel engine market, which is about $4.69 billion, which is supposed to become $220 billion by 2028. Annual contribution to the economy by 2035 should be 5,000 crores from shipping. Cost reduction potential in Indian shipbuilding is about 30%. If you see, this is the registered tonnage, and this is where we are as of today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th in the lineage of shipping tonnages. We are just somewhere around in the 18th to 23rd in the rank of seafaring nations, with only 8.5 million gross ton registered under us. Our only claim to fame is the largest number of seafarers, which we are about third in line, about 10% of the global manpower production and supply. The key challenges to the maritime sector are high financial and operating cost, inadequate infrastructure and outdated fleet. Most of our fleets are in 19 to 25 years of high risk range. Cabotage relaxation and foreign competition, while the tax is heavily skewed in against the domestic freight carriers, it is the only country to do so. It has weak shipbuilding ecosystem which doesn't support timely deliverance of domestic shipping capacity to Indian shipbuilders. So it is a strategic imperative that India has to build its own shipbuilding industry. But you have to understand, if you want to have an automotive industry or a car manufacturing thing, and you don't have the engine, who is going to buy only the body? Thus, more than 40% of the value of a ship is in the engine, the propulsion engine, and the ancillary engine and the machinery space outfitting. More than 50% of the value of the ship floating in LDT is in those plants. And most of these plants are European by nature. So we have to have an indigenous marine shipbuilding diesel engine development program. Why we need that? First of all, it will give the self-reliance and reduce the vulnerability, sanction, and supply chain disruption. Today, we have supply chain disruption. Let us see, we want our ships now want to make large number of merchant vessels for oil tankers, a national necessity in Cochin Shipyard or Western Western Shipyard Limited, Western Indian Shipyard Limited, WIS. Where will you get the engines from? If you want to ship them from Germany, Bremerhaven, or any of the other places, the Red Sea can be closed by the Houthis from Bab el Mandeb anytime. So your shipping cargo will be just struck at the mercy of the Houthis. The Straits of Malacca has been jammed on off. We are trying to sneak past the blockade. So any kind of shipment from those areas is impossible, barring the energy trade. So we need this kind of self-reliance plus technological sovereignty of key propulsion technology, which has both civilian as well as defense use. We need an operational readiness, uninterrupted supply of naval warship, petrol vessels, submarines, and as strategic deterrence, demonstrate technological capacity and India's credibility, and it will also lead to huge amount of savings due to the ability to manufacture in India and the reduction in logistic and carriage costs. What are the key technologies which is required for that? Electronic fuel injection, exhaust gas recirculation, variable geometry turbocharging, hybrid and electric propulsion system, digitalization and IoT technologies. Challenges in developing such technologies or diesel engines. Technological barriers, industrial base, financial policies, lack of R&D infrastructure, limited experience in designing high-power marine diesels. You will be surprised even the diesel engine in your car is not Indian by design. It is mostly assembled in India. Limited access to specialized material, high-strength alloys, inadequate testing and validation facilities. The fragmented ecosystem with precise manufacturing experiences, dependence on foreign supplier for key components like turbocharger, fuel injection system, crankshaft. Only 42 dry docks with inadequate ship repair facilities and lack of specialized machinery such as CNC equipment and multi-axis machining capabilities. Marine R&D and capital incentive, and it has to be supported. There is no recognized marine R&D for such developmental programs at present. Though Korea, Hyundai Heavy Industries, Samsung Industries, Japan, Mitsubishi Industries, and MTU have established world-class diesel fabrication of industries, and with the EU-India trade starting, this is one factor which can be looked into the government for TOT. Short term is feasibility of technology transfer skills. Then medium term designing, testing and certification markets has to be established. And in long term advanced technical product and global reach has to be generated. R&D strategic priorities have to be focused on marine propulsion technologies and high-speed engine development for both defense as well as domestic shipping industry markets. In 2025 was a watershed moment for Indian maritime industry in form of the legislative markets. 4 major acts which were initially vestigial acts and many of them were colonial acts were renewed and with modern requirement, and it is a very, very important day today because one act has come into action right from the 15th of last month, that is the Merchant Shipping Act. Today we have 4 acts: Merchant Shipping Act 2025, Bills of Adding 2025, Coastal Shipping Act 2025, COGSA 2025, and Indian Ports Act 2025, which has given rise to a complete new legal paradigm. And today we are having a draft policy which is called the National Green Shipping Policy, which is on the anvil, and a very large amount of work is there to address this large shortcoming by the Director General Shipping. So what we saw initially in Director General Shipping as an appendage of a small ministry which was connected to a finance ministry at one time, then road transport and waterways another time, has become an independent ministry with a full minister and a minister of state and a secretary, under secretary, and all the appendages of the government. It is under the what we call as the incentive linked program of lending and key focus platforms, strategic focus platform of Government of India. We have a Maritime Action Plan 2047, right from Maritime India Vision 2020. This is a much bolder strategic vision which will revitalize the shipping, build world-class ports, drive green growth, strengthen human capital, and have fiscal policy enablers for the maritime ecosystem to be established, which has been totally decayed and damaged for several years of use and unused. So if you see a Gantt style timeline to 4047, in next 2 years, we'll see a decarbonization cell or MDF operationalized, shore power pilot projects, MDF subsidies, maritime development subsidies, green retrofitting loans, upskilling, hiring domain experts. In 2 to 5 years, LNG regulations, electrifying of all port gears, scale up of long tenor loans, nautical digital graduates, ammonia regulations coming up in 5 to 10 years, smart yards, expand shipbuilding finance R&D innovation clusters with the help of foreign partners, IMO global leadership, net zero smart clusters and international capital access, global shipping expertise by the end of 2047, where India plans to make 30% of the global shipping tonnage rather than we'll see 1.27%, which is at present. So a complete stratified plan is in action. We hope that three growth opportunities in shipbuilding, coastal shipping, inland waterways, and defense shipping manufacturing should not be missed out for lack of government focus and lack of participation by the industry stakeholders, which has been the bane of Indian shipping for quite some time. So, in concluding, the British maritime policy is exemplified in 1789 ordinance. It represents a calculated effort to undermine once thriving shipbuilding maritime capabilities and cumulative efforts. Targeted ordinance, trade limitations, high taxation, technological shift from steam to metal hull, progressively eroded Indian maritime progress. Understanding this historical disruption is crucial for appreciating challenge faced by Indian contemporary shipping industry and ongoing quest to reclaim its maritime heritage. Today, it's a strategic imperative, not for just for revival, but for a possibility backed by policy, capital, geopolitical necessity that a country of 7,516 kilometers, which has an ocean named after it, must reclaim its maritime policy. Policy foundation funds have been allocated in huge amounts, 70,000 crores, 25,000 crores of maritime development funds. But it is the utilization of the funds and in astute and frugal manner which will determine the maximum force multiplication and the growth trajectory in the path forward. If implemented with determination, efficiency, and continuous adaptation, India can achieve the top 5 global maritime status by 2025, indigenizing maritime diesel engine manufacturing, building world-class ports, and expanding national fleet to 20%. Thank you, sir. And I will be most interested to give any answer any questions, should that be the case.
So, thank you very much, sir, Basuji. So, for a very insightful talk on the subject, a thorough and in-depth analysis was made on Indian maritime history. Is very quite interesting too, sir. And really, we are very hopeful on the yes, the latest acts were also discussed thoroughly, and with all your presentation, we got a very big hope on the development and the status of our maritime industry within a couple of decades, I can say. So by 2047, I'm sure that we will reach number 2 or 3rd position, we hope. And really an excellent presentation we witnessed, sir. And thanks a lot for all the great work done. And really, all the persons who are involved in maritime, this thing are supposed to have this latest presentation. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
now the session is open for discussion. So, dear members, I request all of you to kindly pose some valuable questions regarding maritime history as well as the present status. Sir, one more question. I will start from myself.
Yes.
So the early holders, that is chief engineers, etc., who served the mercantile navy, not only the mercantile ships, etc. Now most of them become outdated with the available latest technology. As was rightly mentioned by our Bandakarji, so in the era of AI, IoT, and digital twinning, so there is a lot of scope for the technology to handle from the shore itself. And in such a case, what is our position as on now? What is the position of Indian engineers, maritime engineers in the present scenario as compared to the China, Korea, and Japan? Where we are lacking and what is our status, sir? Please kindly.
Sir, it's a very, very important question, and I'm very grateful that it has been asked.
Yes.
Today, our syllabus which we have is antiquated and it is not updated with respect to what is supposed to be as per the latest engine which is coming. Today, we are in the almost the camshaft controlled engine, what we know as the mechanically controlled engine is on the extinct phase, and it is only on the older ships and it will be slowly scrapped and phased away. MA and BMW has stopped the production of mechanically controlled or camshaft controlled engines. All the engine control which are being made by major manufacturers in the world are electronically controlled. And in future, they will be dual fuel or flexi fuel in order to go for net zero targets of 2050 worldwide and 2070 as declared by the our Prime Minister in Maritime India Vision and also National Green Shipping Policy. If you see this present status quo, the entire ship is not now being governed by bronze but by brain, and there is a huge scope of what we know as mechatronic engineering, that is electrical, electronics, and control system applied on mechanical systems to be the new skill sectors and the defining skill enhancer for marine engineers. But unfortunately, we had a concept of Batti Sahab or electrical officer where most of this electrical and automation job is totally lumped by erstwhile chief engineers on those person, and he is saying that he will somehow manage by sticking some wires and some multimeters to do the needful. Today's marine engineer, if he does not know how a FIVA valve works, he cannot use his skills to troubleshoot a engine which is misfiring by simply trying to ventilate or the fuel injector from the recirculation line. Those mechanical tricks are out of the window. The entire paradigm of operation and use of the marine engine has changed. Hence, there is a need to change the syllabus of pre-sea, post-sea, as well as maritime training to include automation, understanding of the detail of combustion system engineering, understanding the detailed design engineering factors of diesel engines, and most importantly, control system telemetry. What is a switch? What is a hub? What is a RS-232, 442 interface? How it goes? What is the Modbus, CAN bus, and other kinds of things? How they control the distributed control system to a centralized control system? This understanding is what will determine the chief engineer of future, who will be able to sustain in a highly automated version. And as you said, today we are talking of remote control autonomous vessel, which is not a figment of imagination. Already such vessels are being run by Japan, and very soon it will be the rage of coming into the rest of the industry, because the world is going to industry 4.0 and we are still basically using hammer, spanner, and chain blocks. So we also have to go from industry 0.0 to industry 2.0 to 4.0, which will be autonomous vessels, and where the engineer will not be basically a person who is only pulling up the piston through a chain block, but at the same time able to troubleshoot, let us say, condition-based monitoring system based on the data points right from the computer system, and then go to the site and exactly take care of the exact fault with the help of automation and telemetry. So this is the skill gap which needs to be addressed, and this is the transition which needs to be made both in the mindset and the skill set and the attitude of the engineer.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Thank
Correct,
you,
sir.
sir.
Correct.
Excellent, sir.
Really,
That's the real, sir. So,
that is the happy thing. That is
yes.
a great thing. Sir, we are very happy to have Professor Lajapati Rai, sir, former Vice Chancellor of Ambedkar University, who is stands worker in the capacity of Vice Chancellor and as a rector of SK University. Also, he worked. And really very happy, sir, to join. Actually, Professor Lajapati Rai, sir, is working very hard for social reformation and development of Andhra Pradesh at a larger extent. So he's a very renowned person in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Thank you, sir, for joining. Sir, can you give a small greeting, sir, Lajapati Rai, sir? Former
Yes,
Vice
sir.
Chancellor.
Good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Audible, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Very clear, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah. I'm very happy, sir, that I'm in the midst of such great experts to share our views on this great day, Maritime Day. Sir, I'm very much enlightened by Mr. Saptarishi's very enlightened speech. And I'm right now heading one organization in Vijayanagar, Andhra Pradesh. This is the Valmiki Research Center on Ramayana. And I have a very interesting presentation. That is, I have studied the geological aspects of Ram Setu. In fact, we are going to Ram Setu construction. That was in those days. That is, I think, some 4,000 or 5,000 years ago it was done. And what kind of engineering is there in this? The geological significance of this particular Ram Setu bridge between Rameswaram and Sri Lanka. But anyway, this is one thing, and we are doing some research on this, sir. And our Valmiki Research Center is also offering PhDs and diplomas on geography in Ramayana, and especially we have chosen one topic relating to geological issues of Ramayana. So this is one thing we are doing, and I would like to share some of our ideas in due course, but not immediately. But I have one important concern, sir. See, now we are destroying our seas. All our Samudra Sampada, the wealth of sea is getting destroyed, and mankind had experienced a very devastation at the end of the Second World War. That is during Second World War. It seems that we have not learned lessons from the Second World War, the impact of Second World War. And now, what I would like to request this August meeting today, webinar, can pass a resolution asking all member countries of UNO not to disturb seas just to satisfy their war lust. And because this sea wealth is a common heritage of mankind, and let there be no military bases, and that there may be some war between one country and another country. The traditional wars are of least consequence. But now we find we are making our lives very endangered, and the flora and fauna and all such things are getting destroyed, especially the seas. And you see the kind of missiles and other kind of warfare equipment that is dumped in the seas nowadays. Very recently, for the last 35 days, because of the war between Iran and America and Israel. And let us try to start a movement, a worldwide movement, asking all the countries, responsible citizens of this universe, not to disturb our seas and not to disturb our marine content, and all the marine geographical areas relating to marine, they should be kept away from war zones, and they should be war-free zones. And so let us adopt this resolution and make it a highlighted point on this particular day, because and no country should be allowed to have its military bases on the seas. And We have one agreement, that the nuclear non-proliferation treaty, and similarly, we should have some kind of treaty among the nations, and to make our seas as war-free zones. Thank you very much, sir. All the best wishes on this day to all the members. Thank you very much, Professor Dev Kumar, for inviting me to this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Really, you have given a good suggestion, sir. So actually, in last couple of months, Andhra Pradesh State Center of IEA has conducted a national convention on marine engineering with the theme of environmental protection. So there also we drawn some resolutions which are going similar to your suggestions. But one good point you suggested is not to have military bases on the seashores or sea. Really, it's one of the greatest need of the hour, and definitely on behalf of the institution of the Andhra Pradesh State Center, we once again through our marine division board will put this point for consideration and that discussion at sir. Thank you for joining, and we are very happy to have.
Thank you.
Dr. Parchuru. Yes, sir. We are very happy to have Dr. Parchuru Vishwanath Garu, School of Management of Amitapur, and textile member Radhakrishna sir of our state committee is also joined. And Professor Sankaram sir is available. Very happy, sir, to have you, sir. Really great to see you for a long time. Will you do any input, sir? Sankaram sir?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Nagasankaran garu, he's a good friend of mine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Dr.
More than
Saptarshi sir elaborated everything.
Yeah.
So, he has taken us to pre-independent to current scenario.
Yeah.
So, really, very, very, I love him so much. So, very elaborate speech. Let us hope that our Indian government and Andhra Pradesh government will take necessary steps to reduce these gaps so that we'll have very good maritime life.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
And Ramon Rao is there. Prasad sir is there. Giri Rasa sir is there. Ramon Rao sir and EVS Prasad sir.
Yes, Vinay garu, sir.
Girasakar sir.
Vinay.
Yes, sir.
Sir. Vinay, sir, Vinay garu is there, sir. Yeah. He will have Vinay.
Sir, would you like to say anything, sir? Ramon sir?
Yeah. Good morning, and everyone. Very nicely elaborated about the maritime movement, warships and cargo ships and everything. Very nice, sir. Very nicely.
Sir, Vishwanath sir from JNK Aratapur.
Dr.
Thank you.
Vishwanath sir is there, sir.
Rajendra Prasad sir, Babu Rajendra Prasad sir is our marine member from Andhra Pradesh. So he is having a lot of experience in marine sector. He is also available. Sir, would you like to say anything, sir? Rajendra Prasad sir? Babu Rajendra Prasad sir?
Rajendra Prasad, yeah.
Yeah, Babu Rajendra Prasad sir is available.
Rajendra Prasad garu, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, would you like to say anything?
Sir, your mic is muted, sir. Babu Rajendra Prasad Garu, your mic is job.
Yeah.
Sir, it's there. Sir, more to the sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, now it is time for vote of thanks. I hope that all the interaction is over. If at all any questions are there, I request you to kindly just come out immediately, or otherwise let us Any remarks from your side, sir, Devkumarji?
Some online registration is there.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes.
I request Anil.
Yes, sir.
Let us go ahead with the program, sir. So, registration program. And it is the right time for us to honor him. So, the possible manner, from in virtual manner. Yeah, whatever. Yes, yes, sir. Excellent.
Sir, Bhaskar Bandar, sir, we have to hand over this to Basu sir online.
Yes, sir.
Sir, Bandakarji, any further remarks from your side, sir?
MRDB chairman Bhaskar Bandar sir will hand over the online to the taker Basu. Sector to Basu sir. Sir, your mic is on mute, sir. Bhaskar sir, your mic is on mute.
Bandakarji?
How to hand over online, sir?
Yeah.
How to hand over online?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We will hand over physically, sir.
Yeah.
Physically, I can hand over at my friend Jesse. I am sending the bouquet to him. Are you
Definitely,
receiving
sir.
it?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
See, I am sending bouquet.
Yes.
It's
Sir.
not going from here.
I received, sir. I received.
Received. Okay. Good.
Sir, we are very much thankful to Captain Bhaskar Bandarkar sir for introducing such a nice resource person to us. Really, we enjoyed that session. So we are proud as Indians now. At least we could know how our country was flourishing in last history. Basu sir has given a lot of wisdom, and we are very much thankful to you and for introducing such a nice person. So over to Naresh sir and Tejas sir.
Nareshi. So, Nareshi, it is your time right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, please, all of you, please mute your mic, sir. Babu Rajendra, sir. Sir, please unmute your mic. Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you, sir. Good afternoon to you all. It's my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Institute of Engineers AP State Center. First and foremost, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest and keynote speaker, Saptarshi Basuji, for gracing the occasion with your presence and for your inspiring address, sir. Your valuable insights on sustainable maritime development and the need for environment responsibility have set a meaningful direction for our discussion, sir. Thank you, sir. I would also like to express our sincere thanks to our distinguished dignitaries like Banaki Ji Garu and former President VP Singh Ji Garu for thoughtful deliberations have greatly enriched this program and contributed to our collective understanding of port safety and environment protection in maritime engineering department, sir. And other dignitaries also special thanks for their discussions in interactive sessions, sir. And a special word of appreciation to Professor Devakumar Garu, Chairman of IAAP State Center, and Dr. Sriram Garu, immense past chairman, and Engineer KNS Prakash Garu, convener and committee member of IAAP State Center, and all the other committee members also for their support and cooperation in bringing together this event, which truly reflects the spirit of engineering excellence and professional commitment. We must also acknowledge the staff of Institute of Engineers AP State Center for the tireless efforts to run the event smoothly. Finally, let us carry forward the ideas and resolutions of the program to strengthen our ports, safeguard our ecosystem, and uphold the principles of sustainable engineering for safety and greenery future. Once again, on behalf of IAAP State Center, I thank all the participants, all the dignitaries and participants for your presence, participation, and continuing commitment to the advancement of maritime engineering. Thank you, one and all. And let us stand for the national anthem. We will conclude the meeting, sir. Anil, you can play the national anthem. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, KNS Mehta sir, for nicely convening the meeting.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Thank you, Mahesh Babu, sir, for organizing nicely. Saptarshi Basu, sir, really very happy to see you once again. Thank you, everyone, for joining. So, always this program is being placed on our IEA, Andhra Pradesh State YouTube, so with the permission of Saptarshi Basu, sir.
Yes, sir.
We'll keep this recorded video on our Institute of Andhra Pradesh State Center YouTube channel. So it is visible to pan-India audience. And not only global, anybody can see. We'll share this link to all the IE members and all the education institutions, especially in Andhra Pradesh, where who can understand our legacy in the maritime field and how they can get into the profession related to maritime also. It will be useful for them in the future. So I appreciate the Andhra Pradesh State Center all stakeholder members for giving permission to conduct this program. And I appreciate the organizing team for making this possible with a very good audience and bringing laurels to IEA Andhra Pradesh. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good day to you all. Thank you.
Thank you. It is an excellent idea, sir. Thank you very much. And thanks for the opportunity, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anil and Anil and Sravanti and T. Shekhar for making good arrangements. Nice argument. Good job.
Yes, thank you. Excellent, sir.
Thank you, sir. Ken, sir. Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Naresh ji. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So we are closing the session. Thank you all of you.
Yeah, yes. Thanks.